Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for checking out this video. I wanted to do a follow-up on last night's video about Caitlin Clark's performance, which was absolutely fantastic. What I didn't know at the time that I saw here that is pretty cool, if we check this out, her, what was it, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, which I thought was actually the coolest stat of them all. But it also turns out here, thanks to Clutch Sports, that she is the first rookie to have a stat line like this and just the fourth player in WNBA history. Brianna Stewart, Angel McCoughtry, is that how you pronounce it? And Diana Taurasi are the only three other players in WNBA history to have 30 plus points, 5 plus rebounds, 6 plus assists, 3 plus steals, and blocks in a single game. All three of those players are going to be in the WNBA Hall of Fame. And of course, look, let's be 100% clear here. Caitlin Clark has played 8 games. No one's saying that she's on her way to the Hall of Fame, but it is a great, well-rounded game that she had in terms of filling the stat sheet and helping her team that has just not happened very often. So good for her. I thought that was really cool. What I really wanted to talk about is the coach. I think the coach, I mean, I don't know the Indiana Fever management, so I really don't know if Sides is on the hot seat. She should be. I've been talking about her all season. I mean, it really, it almost seems to me like she's trying to lose games or she's just doesn't like Caitlin Clark and she's trying to destroy her performance and development. I mean, it's just been a really, really weird thing. You draft this player number one overall who has been different than anyone before her in terms of how she plays the game. Everyone knows about her deep threes, and that's just really, really exciting. It hasn't been part of the game before. It's one of the things that's attracted a lot of new fans. I think it's a big part for of her popularity is not just people liking Caitlin Clark, but she plays a style of basketball that has never been played before on the women's side. It's exciting to watch. Every time she touches the ball, you're wondering, is she pulling up the logo and hit bringing one of those deep threes, right? It's like a we go way, way back. I mean, I know there are players today, but let's go way, way back to when in baseball when guys like Bonds and Sosa and Mark McGuire, the Peds era, every time they step to the plate, you're thinking home run, right? It's exciting, and I think Caitlin brings that style of play. And yet, we had early in the season with the Fever coach where she's talking about how Caitlin's used to these type of shots and she's got to get out of that and let's start taking long twos. And it was just one of the craziest things I've ever heard from a coach. You draft this player partly because of her ability to shoot the ball like that, and then you have on top of that being a great 3-point shooter, you're talking about wanting there to settle for long twos, which is just I have a love-hate relationship with analytics in sports. I think sometimes it goes to the extreme, but I'm pretty sure the analytics will say long two is a bad shot. You get in either in closer to the basket or you step back and take the three. No one says take a long two, at least not focus on it. You may take it once in a while, but it's not something you focus on. It's not a great shot to be taking. It's not a great decision, but that's what Christie Sides wants from Caitlin Clark. It's insane. And then and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but this happened in another game too, about when Caitlin was out. So here we have the Sparks game. She takes Clark out. This says a few minutes left in the fourth, but I think it was a few minutes left in the third. I believe the Fever were winning at the time. The Sparks go on a huge run, and they end up winning the game, and Clark's on the bench for, I don't know, like 5 minutes or something like that, and it's just really obvious that Christie Sides doesn't know how to manage minutes, she doesn't know how to manage substitutions, she doesn't understand game situations, she has no situational awareness. Now look, I get for WNBA players, especially rookies, it's really, really tough because you're jumping right into the season right after your college season, and of course, Iowa went as deep as you can go in terms of Caitlin Clark playing in college, and then the Fever had a ridiculous schedule to start the season with the amount of games, but that is not the time that you have Caitlin Clark on the bench for that long. You have to find other times to get her rest if that's really a priority for you. So I think that was, I mean, she doesn't understand strategy. She doesn't understand situational awareness in terms of the games and when to make substitutions and managing her bench or anything like that. And then on top of that, we had this, which I thought was crazy as well. And I got a chance to watch this. She was asked about the technical that Caitlin got. Why did she get that technical? And instead of explaining what happened, and without mentioning Caitlin Clark, she kind of goes on a rant about how Caitlin can't do that and she can't be getting these technicals, and we're spending too much time talking to the officials, and we've got to leave that alone and just play our game and on and on. And once again, she's throwing her coach under the her coach, sorry about that, her player under the bus. It seems like besides being an incompetent coach, she has real serious issues with Caitlin Clark. I don't think she wants Caitlin Clark on her team. And I wanted to go back real quick before I wanted to show some of these in terms of the substitution thing and the bench and everything. Where'd they go? I thought they were here. Now I'm not. They've disappeared. Okay, here we go. Tweets. All right, Christie Sides ruined Caitlin Clark in 30 days. Fever rotation, gelling, cooking, playing like a unit. Christie Sides. Honestly, if Coach Christie Sides doesn't get fired soon, we'll most likely lose a lot of the fans because of her coaching decisions. It's so hard to watch the games because of her atrocious coaching. It's literally worse than high school basketball coaching. Christie Sides might be the worst professional basketball coach I've ever seen. I'm genuinely in awe. Like it gets worse every game. Christie Sides is going to lose her job. Christie Sides, who? CC is my coach. I mean, it's fascinating. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I ranted a lot about this coach. She's clearly on the hot seat. A lot of people are frustrated with her. It was good to see Caitlin Clark have a decent game. It was a shame to see the Fever lose in that situation, having her on the bench, momentum completely changed. I'm going to leave it there for now. Once again, I appreciate y'all taking the opportunity to watch this. I really do appreciate it. And I